5:16, so I will go ahead and call the Law and Ordinance Committee meeting to order. For roll call, Councilperson Baker.
Here.
Councilperson Grine.
Here.
Councilperson Mendoza, here. All present. I will entertain a motion to approve the previous Law and Ordinance Committee meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilperson Grine, seconded by Councilperson Baker. Roll call, Councilperson Baker.
Yes.
Councilperson Grine.
Yes.
Councilperson Mendoza, yes. The previous Law and Ordinance Committee meeting video minutes have been approved. We have no open issues. Under new business, I have one item. Review draft legislation enacting new chapter 145.10, regulation of special events within city limits. And for context, I have noted at our last committee meeting, we agreed event permits are efficiently processed and properly granted through the administration, and confirmed councilmanic action is not required. The city agreed with our recommendation to amend the permit application by adding a new subgroup specifically for extended duration permits, and are currently working on updating the online form, so we can expect that to be completed soon. We also requested that the law director create proposed legislation enacting a new chapter regarding the regulation for special events to ensure accountability, which is what we are reviewing now. So you both should have received a copy, and did you have an opportunity to review it? Any feedback, concerns, questions, suggestions?
Good to me.
Yeah, I thought the law director did an excellent job, and it met the purpose that we were seeking. So I will move to add it to council agenda at the next regularly scheduled council meeting. If somebody would like to second.
Second.
Moved by Mendoza, seconded by Grine to add,
Baker.
seconded by Baker, to add the proposed legislation to the council agenda. Roll call, Councilperson Baker.
Yes.
Councilperson Grine.
Yes.
Councilperson Mendoza, yes, that motion has been moved. So I have no other new business items. So we will move on to the public portion of our meeting. Is there anybody from the public that wishes to speak? Please state your name, and we have a few minutes, Deb.
Deb Tyson. I had a situation happen about an alley, and I did speak to you here just a few moments ago. I would like to know if we have anything on the books about that, whether or not people can drive up, they pass the driveway to the house that they're supposedly at, and because there were no houses around, okay? You have to understand, it's all vacant lots. And there's driveway coming off the alley. But in front of that house was a car. So I called the police department, and they're very nice and speedy for me. So they were right there. And that car moved as soon as it turned on that street and it seen the officer car. It went and moved its car. But they did see it moving, but not before they got with me. So probably no action. But my concern is, okay, I'm trying to be proactive, and I'm walking because of these uneven sidewalks that we have. So certain places, I don't always go down the same alley, but usually it pretty much is, because certain sections are just bad sidewalks, and I'll be walking in the street. So the Band-Aid to that was to walk down the alley to the next street where the sidewalks aren't so bad, so I can stay on sidewalks to get to my house and uptown, back and forth. With that said, see, I don't know, because actually if it is a rule, then I was in my rights. If it's not, I've got to figure out something else. But I'm getting to the age where if I fall, it's going to be a big stinky mess.
I understand the situation, what you were doing, walking down the alley to avoid the sidewalks.
So I wasn't walking on the street.
So you weren't walking on the street?
I'm walking on the
Oh,
sidewalks
golly.
as much as possible, but there are some places where there's absolutely no sidewalk. It's not, the grass is overgrown.
But what I'm not understanding is what you're asking. Are you asking whether or not people are allowed to park on alleys? Is that
Okay,
the
like you
question?
come up and they're not pulled to the side, they're pulled straight, flush, dead middle, and they're parked at the end with their nose almost touching the curb of the street. To me, they should have been back a little bit.
Okay.
Again, I've had that down there on Buckley. Somebody parks their vehicle because there's no parking on that side, so they park on the sidewalk.
So I will look into our ordinances and be in contact with you and let you know what I found out.
So yeah, that's what. And otherwise, I'm pretty happy with everything.
Thank you.
Good evening, Jill Filiator, 402 West Culbert Street. I wish to address the ordinance that you guys are pushing forward. We have had a discussion about it. The mayor and I have had a discussion about it. The safety service director, the assistant safety director, and the compliance. Misinformation was given to Stephanie on the paperwork by the compliance person in regards to this alley and our memorandum of understanding. I see that you guys are going to go ahead and push it and put it under ordinance. I don't quite understand why the need is for it there, because as the government official said, we're just going to change our event stuff and it will be a non-issue. Now, I have a bigger issue with the fact that the safety director of law said that she is at the bidding of you, not the mayor. And that concerns me because we're a hybrid right now. And she cannot be only reporting to you. That's what I talked last time, that if this is going to continue, I'll put the petition together to make it so that we move back to the old way and vote in our people for finance and for law. So I just need some explanation, because I know we've had an extensive talk about this and you understood what the issue was. Now, I know that I'm hearing from the mayor and from the safety service director that they will do just that memorandum of understanding. It's very simple when you do the temporary closures of alleys. I do not want to go to the point where I say we won't do anything with the alley, because that hinders the other person who is a tenant. But we have a legal precedence already established, and I don't think you guys are aware of that. Well, you are, because I showed you the paper or told you where to go and look, but you two aren't. So you're making decisions without actually having the whole picture, only if you two were made aware by Amy of what the reality was. So I'm just trying to get understanding, because hearing this, it's very frustrating that it's being disregarded.
Yeah, to reply to that, your stance isn't being disregarded. I think I'm having a difficult time explaining why it should be a non-issue, because what we're doing is not about your alley application. That was already decided, it was done properly, approved properly, and that there was no need for councilmanic action. So this literally is just, and I confirmed with the law director that it changes no processes regarding our current event procedure. And it just adds an extra layer of reassurance and the authority that the city and the administration are who approves these. So it's literally not going to change anything in that regard.
I understand that part, because we're not talking this alley. We're talking any alley in the Fostoria district.
Right.
But my question is, you created an ordinance, and you understand the significance of an ordinance. An ordinance, why did you need to go to the ordinance? Because what you're saying is that by doing the ordinance, you are now putting on record from here on out, we'll have to do it again for any alley, that the city has decided, the council has decided, that we want no part of this. We're going to defer it and just let anybody who's in the event planning group make those decisions. So in essence, if you guys are truly going to be using the managerial form of government, if you're truly using that instead of a mayoral thing, why would you guys want to take away any of your abilities by creating this ordinance?
So I'm confused again because we currently have a mayoral form of
No,
government.
you have a hybrid. She was very clear with the hybrid. You need to read what that is.
Yeah, I understand,
Yeah,
but
you don't understand. That's the problem. I don't think any of you understand what you guys have signed up for in regards to a
so I'll
hybrid.
just leave it at we have different perspectives of what this committee is trying to accomplish.
Understand?
It will go to all of council for a full 3 readings and have a vote for all 7 members
Right.
to decide whether or not they feel it's necessary as well.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I mean, I was just trying to
I
get
don't know
clarity
how
because,
to.
yeah, I was just trying to get clarity on it because I know you guys did the ordinance with the front and then the ordinance in regards, and I haven't read the ordinance, but the ordinance regarding the tent situation, I got to read it because one of my family members read it and said, well, that means that they can't put tents up in events. And I said, I don't think that's what it reads. But he says, yes, it does. So I'm going to read it and see what it says.
That was actually something that our committee added so that wouldn't prevent special event
All right, good.
tent pop-ups.
That's why I was like, no, I don't think it says that, but I will read it to confirm. But all right, then I'm going to have to yield. It's you guys are the boss people on it. It's just it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me for any of the alleys to have that kind of thing when it really should belong to it's a non-issue. The city is supposed to be taking care of that.
Right.
All right, thank
And
you.
I think that's where I get confused because
that's
it
where I'm
remains
getting
a
confused.
non-issue. The city still has control over it.
But why the need to do that? Why the need to put it in
So
writing
it's just
like
the
that?
why.
Why?
Okay.
You guys haven't given me a good why.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jill.
All right, Brian Shaver, President of Council. So I'm coming to your committee tonight because I've realized that we have an oversight that may be a bit long in coming, and I think it could require the Law and Ordinance Committee to correct, which is we need to look at the redistricting of the city of Fostoria that's supposed to have been done after the census was completed in 2020. I'm not sure it was even done after the 2010 census, but it is time for us to look at the population demographics of the city of Fostoria and get that rectified for the next ward position election, and then make sure that's on our radar for after the 2030 census to make sure that we're on top of that to redistrict before the following ward elections. So I want Amy and the Law and Ordinance Committee to kind of research that and figure out if it's your wheelhouse or if not. And I'd also kind of like Amy to be the spearhead and chair of that if it winds up not being the Law and Ordinance Committee anyhow. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is there any other members from the public that wish to speak? Seeing none, I'll move on to miscellaneous business. I have none. All right, our next meeting will be Tuesday, August 18th at 5:15 p.m. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Grine, seconded by Baker. Roll call, Councilperson Baker.
Yes.
Councilperson Grine.
Yes.
Councilperson Mendoza. Yes. The Law and Ordinance Committee meeting has adjourned at 5:30 p.m.